Yo.
What up, boy? You want something? I got Reese's.
Nah, man. You trying to make some real cheese? $5?
What you need?
Me and Paul gonna get it on with Tiff. Now.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Banderos Police Department and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. This is not a test. An unknown virus has been reported to be spreading around the city of Los Banderos. In order to limit the spread of the virus, residents are ordered to shelter in place. It is unknown what are the symptoms, but stay tuned for further information.
Breaking news: last night a man involved in an accident was shot by the police after he attacked an officer. The man appeared to be infected with the virus that was discovered yesterday. We do not know what is going on, however police are investigating the scene. Anyways, in other news, the Los Banderos Sharks are freaking beating the game in Los Banderos Arena.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Banderos Police Department. More reports of strange and sometimes bloody-looking people has been made in the city. In addition, police have received reports of violent attacks which originated in Los Banderos Arena. At this time, all residents of Los Banderos are advised to not approach these people as the nature of their presence is currently unknown. If you are attacked on the streets or in your home, get away from the attacker and call 911 to report the attack to the police. Stay tuned for further information. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Banderos Police Department. All residents of Los Banderos, lock all of your doors immediately. The people from last night has been reported to be attacking civilians. In addition, reports of cannibalism, with most of these cases being bitings or beatings, has been reported within some locations of Los Banderos. It is unknown what is the cause of the attacks. At this time, you are advised to stay in your homes until further notice. Stay tuned for further information on this dangerous situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Los Banderos Police Department and the Abraham County Sheriff Department. A dangerous situation is taking place in the city of Los Banderos in Abraham County. As of this broadcast, all residents are advised to stay indoors. Reports of violent attacks on civilians by other people has been made at this time. Local law enforcement are beginning to have trouble containing these people and said lethal force might be needed if containment cannot be made. There is some rumors that they are infected with the virus that was discovered 2 days ago. However, cannot be confirmed at this time and is just a rumor. At this time, you should stay in your homes. Stay tuned for further information.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Washington State Police. At this time, the entire state of Washington is in extreme danger. The violent attacks along with violent civil unrest has spread to the entire state. Local police departments has failed, and a state of emergency is now in effect. In addition, the individuals are infected with the virus that was discovered 3 days ago. Members of the Washington National Guard has been called in to bring law and order to infected cities. Martial law is now in effect. At this time you should seek shelter. It is expected that the virus will spread to nearby states in the next 3 hours. Stay tuned for more information on this crisis.
Meanwhile, inland, Los Banderos has been downgraded temporarily to an 8 with attacks and rioting being reported in all precincts. Citizens are currently advised to stay in their homes or move towards the cities of Boise, Los Banderos, and Seattle. If citizens choose to stay in their homes, they are urged to be near the radio or TV and await further instructions. Moving to the cities of Seattle, Los Banderos, and Boise may become necessary in order to ensure the safety of all citizens.
Civil danger warning for the northwestern United States. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is an update to the situation that was happening in the state of Washington. The virus, now known as the blood plague, has spread across several states. These states include Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and Alaska. There was also reports of cannibalism made. People are being killed on the streets in the many cities and towns in the mentioned states. The National Guard has been called in to deal with this situation. Also, cities over 20,000 are under a voluntary evacuation order. This is not mandatory but is strongly advised. It is expected that the virus will spread across the United States in the next 24 hours. Stay tuned for information from your state governments, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the United States government.
Interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems will transmit this message. This station has interrupted regular programming at the request of the White House. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is KGH News. We will continue to serve the Los Banderos area. If you are not in this local area, tune out of stations providing news for your area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Los Banderos area. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. A national emergency is occurring in the United States. Massive infections and attacks from infected has been reported across the United States. The infected are killing civilians on the streets. Military squads are fighting massive hordes of the infected in cities in the United States. Containment has failed in both the Midwestern and Northwestern United States. In addition, the areas of Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico has reported infection and attacks from infected. At this time, the military has been ordered to terminate any infected, including but not limited to adults, elderly, teenagers, and newborns. Military squads were seen sweeping many hospitals and ordering mass evacuations of major cities. At this time, all residents of the United States are ordered to either shelter in place or report to military bases for evacuation. A list of safe zones for the area will be played over the emergency alert system, and it will also be available on www.fema.com. Stay silent, or else you will bring dozens of infected to your location. Do whatever you can to protect yourself and your family. Stay tuned for official information from the United States government.
We interrupt your programming. This is a global emergency. Important instructions will follow. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Wherever you are, seek shelter immediately. The United States National Guard in conjunction with the Navy and Air Force will be bombing cities with the population over 20,000. Codename Operation Blood Plague. Similar operations are also occurring across the world, as infected begin to spread their reach to a global stage. At this time, the military will be dropping a bomb onto the streets of the American cities. If you're in a city with that population over 20,000, you need to seek shelter immediately. Get into a sturdy building and go to the lowest floor of that structure. Once attacks cease, report to the nearest.
Everyone in the city of Los Banderos need to seek shelter now. Operation Blood Plague has listed Los Banderos as its many target cities for a bombing by the National Guard, as well as Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Dallas, New York City, Phoenix, and more. Some cities has been already bombed. I don't know if our station will.
Alerta sísmica. Alerta sísmica. Alerta sísmica. Alerta sísmica.
Este mensaje fue transmitido por el gobierno mexicano. En este momento México está bajo ataque. Grandes cantidades de infectados de los Estados Unidos se han extendido a todo el país de México, y las Fuerzas Armadas mexicanas tomarán los medios necesarios para contener este brote. Todos los residentes deben buscar refugio sin importar dónde se encuentre. Las Fuerzas Armadas mexicanas, junto con las Fuerzas Armadas de los Estados Unidos, bombardearán ciudades de más de 20,000. Donde quiera que estés, busque refugio inmediatamente. Vaya al piso más bajo en una estructura resistente y permanezca allí hasta que cese el bombardeo aéreo. Si rechaza esto obligatorio, te enfrentarás a una muerte segura por los infectados o por las acciones del gobierno. Busca refugio ahora. Tu vida depende de ello.
قامت إدارة الدفاع المدني بفحص صفارة إنذار لمنطقة الرياض. يرجى أتباع هذه الخطوات. أبقى في مكان آمن؟ البقاء هادئا ولا داعي للذعر. أتبع التعليمات التي قدمها التلفزيون أو الراديو.
The Civil Defense Administration has just sounded the danger siren for the Riyadh region. Please follow these steps. Stay in a safe place. Stay calm and do not panic. Follow instructions given by television or radio.
Good afternoon. It's just gone 12.
Do not turn off your TV, as this is a message from the South African government and the South African Department of Safety. The virus from the United States has reached South Africa and there is currently 12 million infected citizens in South Africa. The military is having a difficult time killing these creatures as they are grouping in thousands. In addition, attacks from infected has been reported. People were reported to have been heavily assaulted on the streets by being beaten with weapons to death. The weapons the infected carries are mostly hard objects. Also, there has been reports of people turning into the infected after being killed by them. Due to this, the South African military and the United States military has been called in to deal with this situation. All residents of South Africa should stay inside their homes. Do not go outside your homes or you will be shot by the military. Stay tuned to SABC News for more information on this crisis.
Gravy pizza, chicken, crispy, crispy.
هذه الرسالة تبثها الحكومة المصرية. لا تقم بإيقاف تشغيل جهازك في هذا الوقت. تحتوي هذه الرسائل على معلومات تحتاج إلى سماعها. الفيروس من أمريكا انتشر للتو إلى مصر. القوات العسكرية الأمريكية والمصرية تواجه صعوبة في قتل المخلوقات المصابة. بالإضافة، انتشر الفيروس في كل مدينة في مصر تقريبا. تشمل هذه المدن القاهرة والجيزة والإسكندرية وأسيوط ودمياط والفيوم. تم اجتياح هذه المدن من قبل المخلوقات المصابة بالفيروس. بسبب هذا الوباء، يجب على جميع المواطنين البقاء في منازلهم. لتتعامل القوات المسلحة المصرية والأمريكية مع الموقف، لا تذهبوا للخارج لأي سبب. إذا فعلت، سوف يتم إطلاق النار عليك من قبل الجيش. أبقى على اتصال بمنافذ الأخبار في حالة الطوارئ هذه.
This message is transmitted by the Egyptian government. Do not turn off your device at this time. These messages contain information that you need to hear. The virus from America has just spread to Egypt. American and Egyptian military forces are having a hard time killing the infected creatures. In addition, the virus has spread to almost every city in Egypt. Include these cities: Cairo, Giza, Alexandria, Asyut, Damietta and Fayoum. These cities were overrun by virus-infected creatures. Because of this epidemic, all citizens must stay home. Let the Egyptian and American armed forces deal with the situation. Don't go outside for any reason. If you do, you will be shot by the army. Stay in touch with news outlets in this emergency.
Do not turn off your device at this time. I repeat, do not turn off your device. This message has been issued by the United Nations and the New Zealand government. The infection from the United States and other countries has just been reported in New Zealand. This virus has infected almost 500 million people across the world and has killed 45 million uninfected. The government has placed the country on a lockdown. The government have placed a quarantine for the entire country. Do not go outside. The infected are extremely dangerous. They will kill anyone on sight. Do not attempt to call 111, because they are down at the moment. If anyone in your home is infected, put them down immediately. The CDC and United Nations are working on a cure, but it is expected to take 6 months or 1 year to make. Stay tuned for more information.
Defensa Civil en la provincia de San Juan ha emitido esta alerta. La infección de los Estados Unidos y otros países se ha extendido a Puerto Rico. Siga estos pasos. Manténgase alejado de las ciudades muy pobladas. Evita estar afuera. Mantenga un televisor o radio para obtener más información sobre esta peligrosa situación.
Civil Defense in the San Juan province has issued this alert. The infection from the United States and other countries has spread to Puerto Rico. Follow these steps. Stay away from crowded cities. Avoid being outside. Keep a television or a radio to learn more about this dangerous situation.
Se está produciendo una situación extremadamente peligrosa. Un virus que ahora se conoce como plaga de sangre se ha extendido por toda la provincia de San Juan y la mayor parte del mundo. Las Naciones Unidas han declarado una emergencia mundial. Y los ejércitos de muchos países han sido invadidos. O ha tenido colapsos gubernamentales. También se informó que la infección había vuelto violentas a las personas con el virus. Y ha comenzado a atacar al público. Varias ciudades de la isla han quedado abrumadas. Que los gobiernos de las ciudades incluso tuvieron que poner cierres estrictos. Estas ciudades incluyen San Juan, Ponce, Aguadilla, Arecibo, Carolina, Rincón y Utuado. El gobernador de Puerto Rico está en condición crítica, pero está siendo tratado por sus heridas. Todos los residentes de Puerto Rico deberían quedarse en casa. No salgas o los militares te dispararán. Estén atentos a la televisión o radio local para obtener actualizaciones sobre esta crisis global.
An extremely dangerous situation is taking place. A virus now known as the blood plague has spread throughout the San Juan province and most of the world. The United Nations has declared a world emergency, and the armies of many countries have been invaded, or it has had government collapses. The infection was also reported to have made people with the virus violent, and has started attacking the public. Several cities on the island have been overwhelmed, that city governments even had to put tight closures. These cities include San Juan, Ponce, Aguadilla, Arecibo, Carolina, Rincon and Utuado. The governor of Puerto Rico is in critical condition, but he is being treated for his injuries. All Puerto Rico residents should stay home. Don't go out or the military will shoot you. Stay tuned to local television or radio for updates on this global crisis.
This is not a test. An extremely dangerous situation is taking place in Singapore. The virus from the United States and other countries has been reported in the Singapore area. The virus was also reported to have made people attack uninfected. Citizens are advised to stay in their homes and do not go outside. Do not go outside. If you do, you'll be shot by the military. Stay tuned to local news channels for more information.
This is the Washington State University of Laboratory School and College, which is in Los Banderos, Washington. I know you guys are angry at us for making this infection into our world. And we're deeply sorry for causing that. We take full responsibility for this event. Ourselves and the CDC is working on a cure. But it's expected to take a while.
There's been a gas leak, you need to get out of here.
But no. I need to talk on the radio.
Lady, get the fuck out of here right.
Esto no es una prueba. El virus de Estados Unidos y también países se ha extendido a Colombia y otros países sudamericanos. Este virus ha infectado a casi 600 millones de personas en todo el mundo. Y ha matado 56 millones de personas. El virus vino de los banderos Washington, donde un experimento de laboratorio salió mal. Se aconseja a los ciudadanos que permanezcan en sus hogares y no viajen. Todos los aeropuertos, restaurantes, tiendas y negocios están cerrados hasta nuevo aviso. Esté atento a la televisión o radio local para obtener más información.
This message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the United States government. Everyone who is hearing this message, please stop using tap water immediately. There has been multiple reports from survivors that people were becoming infected with the virus after drinking tap water. Government and federal authorities confirmed that water suppliers around the country had dead infected that were killed during the bombings weeks ago. If you are going to drink tap water, boil it before drinking. Do not go outside, as the military will shoot anyone who is not a soldier. Stay tuned to any remaining news or radio stations for more information on this global emergency.
To nie jest test. W Polsce ma miejsce niebezpieczna sytuacja. Wirus ze Stanów Zjednoczonych i innych krajów właśnie przedostał się do Polski. Zgłoszono również, że wirus stał się agresywny i atak niezainfekowany. Polski prezydent zablokował cały kraj. Wprowadzono godzinę policyjną od 21 do 8. Każdy złapany na zewnątrz zostanie aresztowany lub zabity przez wojsko. Bądź na bieżąco z lokalnymi serwisami informacyjnymi dotyczącymi tego kryzysu.
이것은 테스트가 아닙니다. 미국과 다른 나라의 감염이 한국으로 퍼졌습니다. 바이러스가 한계점에 도달한 것으로 보고되었습니다. 전 세계적으로 많은 정부 붕괴를 일으켰습니다. 시민들은 집에 머무르는 것이 좋습니다. 그리고 밖으로 나가지 마십시오. 정부는 모든 공항과 기업을 폐쇄했습니다. 모든 남한과 미군은 즉시 캠프 험프리지의 배치를 보고해야 합니다. 모든 외교 활동은 추후 공지가 있을 때까지 중단됩니다. 더 많은 정보를 위해 지역 뉴스 텔레비전을 계속 지켜봐 주십시오.
امتحان أمر ورد وسرم ألسان فشن أستان من مالية
متأثر شروس متأثر شرو وجس فوجي وأن في شنغر قابوغ أن مساخت دقة درغش بتاء جاتا وأرس متأثر أفراد شروثر حمل اس وقت غاستان حومة ألنا وستمام أرودار بن درد اس وقت جمغنا أورا برمت جاء مقام وأورا واسمو اللتر
This just in. There has been reports of the blood plague spreading across the world, infecting many countries and causing full-on government collapses. Multiple militaries across the world has been overrun, and civilians in areas where government collapses occurred were seen fighting the infected by themselves. Well folks, we might have an extinction level event in our hands. My advice is to gather your family and take shelter while you still can. The CDC has failed to make a cure for this infection. They are deeply sorry for failing to stop this virus. This will be the final broadcast of ABC 7. May God bless you all.
interrupt your programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Please pay close attention to this alert. As this is information that is shocking, the CDC has discovered something that is disturbing. The virus was confirmed to be incurable, and it will spread to the rest of the uninfected countries in a couple of months. We're currently witnessing the end of civilization. To anyone who is listening to this, seek shelter while you still can. Power outages will likely occur in a couple of days. This event is most likely gonna be an extinction level event.